Thank you, everybody. Please take a seat. Evening, everybody, and welcome to this meeting of Henley-on-Thames Town Council meeting tonight, Tuesday, the 14th of November. First item on my agenda is apologies for absence. Do we have to tell that?
We have apologies from Councillors Miller and Thomas.
Thank you very much. Item 2 is declaration of interest. Are there any declarations of interest? I see none, so we move on to item 3, which is public participation. Would anyone in the public gallery like to speak?
Thank you, Sam Evans-Mullane. I'm sure you're aware, I hope you're aware of the increasing regularity of these race meets that are taking place in Tesco's car park. We had another one on Sunday, and there will be sort of 3 or 4 weeks now. Not only are kids being terrified by the fireworks and the backfiring and so on, animals and everyone is horribly disturbed by it, and we'd all just like to actually get a decent night's sleep. I've spoken to the police. The organisers of these things seem to be quite coordinated, and Reading and other places are happening on the same nights as Henley, so they're spread even more thinly. A few of us, I think quite a few of us have been in touch with Tesco's. They put in a sign, really worked so far, not too surprisingly, but they are looking into ANPR. How soon that might happen, I don't know. My humble opinion, I think someone's going to get killed or seriously injured fairly soon, because they use the Reading Road as the warm-up and the continuation of the racetrack. It is absolutely hideous. It's not just those of us who live at that end of town. Friends in Fairmile on New Street, all the rest of it have all heard the racing. It is horrendous. So my plea to you is, please work with Tesco's. In my day as a councillor, we had a good relationship with them. They do seem open to talk. It takes a simple barrier or rising bollards, and it only needs to be on a Sunday night, because that's the only amount of time that they can do it. But I seriously urge the council to do something, because somebody will get seriously hurt or injured very soon if you don't.
Thank you, Sam. I entirely echo your comments, and as a resident of Henley, I think you'd have to live pretty far outside of Henley not to hear it, actually. I think everyone in Henley has heard these sounds, and I think it's something that the town council possibly and the police and Tesco's could work together on, and it's something we might raise through perhaps our town and community committee, which is chaired by Councillor Lambert, and we can take it forward there, and certainly discussions need to take place, and it needs to stop.
One question, can I?
Oh, sorry, yes.
May I speak on that? The only concern I've got on that is the only concern I would have with that is that they don't go to Tesco's, they will go to Widrow's, they will go to Mill Meadows, they will go everywhere else. It's just a question of, you know, Tesco's isn't one thing, we've got to look at the whole thing.
Would anyone else like to comment? Valerie.
Valerie List in Matins Road. I'd like to ask whether the town council is going to be doing anything about the eyesore that has become a red line noise. There's all sorts of junk there, and it's not a credit to Henley visitors walking past there.
That's not the first comment of this nature that I've heard. As you know, I also chair the Recreation and Means Committee. It is something that's coming up to Fender fairly soon. Is there anything you'd like to add, Town Clerk, about anything that's
We have spoken to the licensee there, and they've assured us that they are asking Jacobini, who they subletted to, but also give a license to use the area to remove or sort out their area. And I was assured that should have been done by the end of last week. If it hasn't been, or I shall follow up with the licensee and ask that it's addressed as soon as possible.
In addition, I was down at the Parks Depot last week, and I did see the new plants are ready to go down a red line on, or at least I assume it was going there, because it did have the letters red line on it. So, I mean, there is a possibility it might not be, I suppose. Would anyone else like to speak?
Can I just say something else? Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
Thank you. McCarthy and Stone, how long are we going to give them advertising rights on the Reading Road? No other McCarthy and Stone building that I've seen in Cirencester and various other towns have all that advertising outside. It's all the way down, one of the main entrances to the town and all the way down the side. They've been there for years. We know the history as to how they got there in the first place, but that's happened now. But please, God, can we get all that signage down from Reading Road?
I think that might be an issue for plans.
Yeah.
Councillor Arlett isn't here. No,
It would be an enforcement issue.
an enforcement issue, yeah, for SOGC. Normally Councillor Arlett is here. You must pick the one night that he's not here, actually. But absolutely, and also myself as district councillor, Stefan can pick this up with planning.
We'll follow it up, yes.
Any other comments? I see none, so we'll move on to item 4 of the agenda, which are the minutes of the last meeting held on the third.
Just to ask if we could change the order on the agenda. At one point, I'd like to propose that item 11, expenditure, is moved after item 12. So that the item of expenditure is considered in confidential session.
Okay, is that seconded? Thank you, councillor Hunt. I don't think we need any discussion for that. So we move to the vote. All in favour? That's carried. Thank you very much. We will now discuss item 11 after item 12, which is the exclusion of the public in the press. Item 5 on the, oh no, item 4, sorry, still on the minutes. To approve the minutes of the last full council meeting held on the 3rd of October 2023, which was the meeting we had in the River and Rhone Museum. And again, thank you to those for hosting us. It was a really lovely change venue. Are there any comments, amendments or queries about the minutes? In that case, I'll move them from the chair. Do I have a seconder? Thank you. All in favour? Thank you very much. We'll now move on to reports of committees, and I'll start with Councillor Buckley with the planning, please. Your plan is on page 9.
The minutes of the meeting, planning committee, 10th of October. 112 college for absence, 113 declarations of interest, 114 minutes, 115 public participation, 116 plans amended, 117 plans new, 118 objections, call-in applications, 119 decision notices, 120 budget, 121 Wyville premises, 122 progress report for applications called in. So,
Thank you. All those in favour? Thank you.
Minutes of the meeting of the planning committee, draft minutes from 31st of October. 123 apologies for absence, 124 declarations of interest, 125 minutes, 126 public participation, 127 election of chair for climate emergency working group, 128 plans amended, 129 plans new, 130 objections, call-in applications, 131 decision notices, 132 transport strategy group, 133 progress report for applications called in. So moved.
All of those in favour? Thank you, that's carried. Now I've moved to myself with the Recreation and Amenities Committee meeting held on Tuesday the 10th of October. Item 30, apologies for absence. 31, declarations of interest. 32, public participation. 33, minutes. 34, progress report. 35, sorry, councillor Overton.
Can you tell me what the progress is on the basketball makings, please?
I did have a meeting with Parks last week, and there was still the puddle is forming. But he checked while the Parks manager checked while we were there, and the man should have actually been up and done it as we were in that meeting then. So my understanding as of now is that it should be done. Whether it actually has been completed, I can't tell you. It may have been weather dependent.
So the work should have taken place last week, and the plan was that they were going to completely resurface it. Because of the weather, because of the rain, they weren't able to do so, and they've said they will do it weather permits, and we will keep on with them to make sure they do. Thank you.
We do have a number of basketballs ready for a launch someday. We can hope for it to be the same. Moving on with the RNA meeting minutes. 35 finances, 36 Jubilee Park repairs, 37 budget, 38 Mill Lane car park footpath improvements. I'm assuming. All in favour? Thank you. We will now move to Councillor Lambert for the town and community minutes on page 23.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Item 41, apologies for absence. 42, declarations of interest. 43, public participation. 44, minutes. 45, communications manager update. 46, town centre manager update. 47, finances. 48, budget. 49, Townlands Hospital. 50, oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Coming
Councillor
briefly, in Townlands Hospital. But although this is a bit of a misnomer, this transaction, because it's really covering the town's site, because the particular concern is over the proposed closure of the 7 step-down beds that are currently leased from the Chiltern Court Care Home. And we found out about 6 to 8 weeks ago that these were to close. Neither the community, nor the town steering group, nor the GPs, nor other clinicians were aware of that and have still not been engaged with. Councillor Gavishak and I have been meeting regularly, have been in regular contact with, and we had a meeting with a director of the Integrated Care Board and the director of OCC Adult Social Care Services. Initially they went well, but engagement isn't really coming along, and we are not making much progress in finding out what the reasons are for the closure of bed, how patients will have their needs met, and how the system will work at the end of the year. And so, as you can see from the agenda item, the town steering group has been reformed and will meet tomorrow night at 7:30 in here. And anyone who is interested in an open meeting, anyone who is interested or concerned, as I think we all should be, is welcome to come along. There are 2 sessions of public participation, and we have a number of people already who've agreed to serve on the town steering group. So this story will run for a while, but it does appear I'm not particularly optimistic that there's going to be an easy way of persuading the Integrated Care Board, basically NHS for Berkshire, Buckinghamshire and Oxfordshire, that they need to make the case to show that patient need is being met. And so it's going to take a considerable amount of, I think, effort on our part to persuade them that they do need to engage more completely with us. They were invited to tomorrow night's meeting, and they are on the agenda, and they're still invited. Unfortunately, they have declined to attend. That I think is a shame.
Before we go on with minutes, thank you for stopping here, because I actually had a conversation with Peter Ashby at the weekend, who really told me the importance he felt of the mayor being on this committee and traditionally have been on the committee. So I note that it says for SADC either district councillor Ken Arlett or myself. I think if we could have Ken as the district councillor representing SADC, then I would like to attend as mayor and be the mayor to be part of that.
Yeah, I strongly agree. I'm not quite sure what I was thinking about when I took the mayor off the list. The mayor was always on the list, and we have the opportunity to co-op members tomorrow evening onto the steering group, and I feel sure that you will get through if you put yourself forward. So thank you for doing that, and thank you for attending. It's very important.
I'll be there tomorrow.
Peter Ashby has had is completely right. Yes.
Councillor Lambert, if you could continue.
Thank you. Item 50, bins.
Councillor Everton.
I won't speak on this because, you know, as you all know, I was against bins in the first place. I'm not against total change and modernisation, but the thing is, you should get all your facts in a row before you start spending £30,000 on new bins and saying the bins are not fit for purpose. What you need to do is look at the structure. On a Saturday and a Sunday, that time is the person that empties the bins empties them up till 2 o'clock on a Saturday and a Sunday. So after 2 o'clock, the bins don't get emptied until the following morning, unless the truck comes round, which covers the whole of Oxfordshire. So if he doesn't, he's covering the whole of Oxfordshire. So if he doesn't actually happen to fit in at 2 o'clock, those bins become overflowing and then rubbish all over the street, which then people complain about. And the street cleaner, the one what comes out and empties the bins in the first place, he's paid not just to go out and empty the bins, he's paid to clean the streets, the curbs, the pavements, picking up litter, in between picking up the rubbish bags and emptying them out the bins. So by having bigger bins, all you're doing is creating more waste. And I thought we're in a climate emergency and we should be reducing our waste, not increasing it.
All right. Item 51, walkie-talkie radios. Item 52, progress. Item 53, Thames Water.
Councillor
sorry.
Diane.
Thank you. It's just to note that we continue to see a high number of incidences around Thames Water and numerous bans, and it's become a game. Where is the ban going to be next? So yeah, I'm just keen to understand if there's been any update to, you know, has there been any communication with Thames Water, and has a meeting been set up? I also want to encourage everyone here to participate with the have your say sessions with Thames Water on the 30th of November, so we all have an opportunity to express our own voices and comments about that. But I just be keen to have an update from Thames Water, please.
Do you have an update on the, as a letter to Thames? It was resolved, so has the letter to Thames?
No, the letter hasn't gone, but it will do as soon as possible.
We'll get that as soon as possible, okay, so there isn't an update, I'm afraid at the moment.
I so move.
Thank you, all in favour? That's great, now move to Councillor Reisman for the finance strategy and management minutes, on page 27 of your agenda.
I'd like to present the minutes of the meeting of the Finance Strategy Management Committee held on the 7th of November. Item 36, apologies. Item 37, declarations of interest. Item 38, public participation. Item 39, minutes. Item 40, finance. Item 41, expenditure. Item 42, 2024-5 budget. Item 43, 2022-3 external audit report. Item 44, exclusion of public and press. Item 45, legal updates. Item 46, staffing. That's all.
All in favour? Very much, that's carried. We'll now move on to agenda item 6, reports of other authorities. You'll find on page 29 your district council report, and on page 37 your county council report. I haven't received any questions, and I don't have anything to add to this very thorough report written actually by Councillor Arlett, who isn't here, so I shall thank him in his absence for his hard work as ever. Councillor Gavshak, is there anything you'd like to add to your county report?
Sorry, not on the district, but yes, on the county. Yes, thank you. Just very briefly, it's in addition to what Councillor Reisman has said about town steering group. Ian and I have been engaging on a daily basis to try and get information about these beds. Basically, let me explain what the problem is. There are 7 beds at Chiltern Court, and they are called short stay hub beds, SSHB. And what they are there for is when a vulnerable patient is in the Royal Berks with a broken hip, let's say, they can't go home because they haven't got anybody at home to look after them, or they're too ill. So what they do is they go into a short stay hub bed and are looked after for 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. And when they're well enough, then they're transferred out. Unilaterally, without any consultation with the GPs who actually run the service, and also with Royal Berks, and also with Hangtown Council, with me, etc., etc. There was no consultation about the removal of these beds, and they are going in December. So tomorrow night's meeting is a very important meeting. From the communication we've had, and Ian has seen it, and at the Townlands, I will give out all the communications on it. This seems to be absolutely and utterly driven by cost, not health needs. And I have got a map of where the short stay hub beds were in 2021, and they are peppered all over Oxfordshire. In the south, there is Henley, and there is another care home near Abingdon. And that's it. There are 3 in Banbury, there are 2 in Oxford, and there are 1 or 2 over at Farringdon. Okay. Now I'm trying to get the latest map because the beds have been reduced from 96 down to 63. So about 30 have gone. Chiltern Court beds have gone. Where else have they gone? But it will mean that when a patient is frail and elderly and comes out of the Royal Berks, where will they be placed? Well, we know of 2 accounts where they have been placed in Farringdon, which is absolutely, I'll tell you, ridiculous. So therefore, that's why we're having the meeting, and that's why we've got to fight for these beds. And at the moment, it looks like it's going to be an uphill battle, because the ICB, Integrated Care Board, which run all health in Bucks, Oxfordshire and Berkshire, and also Oxfordshire County Council, are unmoved about keeping the beds of Townhouse. So we've got a bit of a fight on our hands, but come along to the meeting and more facts will come out. Thank you.
Thank you very much. As Councillor Gaveston didn't receive any questions, so I guess we'll move on to. Do you want to take any questions, Councillor Gaveston?
No questions unless they're ready.
Question, huh? Okay, we'll move on to reports of outside bodies. Would any council like to give a verbal update on anything that is happening or upcoming on their outside bodies? Councillor Hunt.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just want to note that the River and Row Museum has now started and launched its 25th anniversary celebrations and year, and encourage everyone to go down and support the museum.
Thank you. I should be down there on Friday when the Technical College are doing a takeover actually, and they're becoming curators and museum managers and all this sort of stuff, so that should be fun. Which brings me on to the Mayor's civic engagements. Oh, sorry, Councillor Buckley and first, and then Councillor Buckley. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Councillor Candida.
Thank you. It's just to say that Greener Henley's AGM is happening on Wednesday, the 29th of November, and you're all very welcome to come along and hear all the great things we've been doing to tackle the climate and nature in the Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Buckley.
I was on point now.
Oh, sorry. I apologise.
Sorry.
Okay, we'll now move on to Mayor's civic engagements, which you'll find on page 39 and 40. One amendment is on the Wednesday, the 8th, I didn't attend the Friend of Townlands hospital meeting. But other than that, it's been a very full diary. You will notice there is a slight difference in this diary to normal in that there's an addition of some pink lines. That is because I am also Vice Chair of South Oxfordshire District Council and attend a number of events in that capacity. And on some of those events, when I'm attending in my capacity as Vice Chair of the District, Councillor Hunt has been attending to represent Henley as Deputy Mayor. Also, there are a number of events where Councillor Hunt and I have gone together as Mayor and Deputy. And we've had some brilliant events. Actually, there's probably too many to mention. I mean, a Christmas party for sausage dogs was definitely a highlight this last weekend. We visited Blenheim Palace also for the Lord Lieutenant's Cadet Awards, and we have welcomed the Mayor of Falaise in the town hall for a reception. And I've had a wonderful tour at Henley College. Amongst many things, it's been absolutely fantastic. So some of the things I'd like to highlight that are coming up on the local calendar. The Christmas festival will be Friday the 24th of November. It would be great to see lots of councillors in attendance with your families, but we'd also like your help and appreciate your help with any marshalling or litter picking you'd like to help us with. Also, we have the Mayor's Over 65s Christmas party. You don't have to be over 65 to attend because we can put you to work as a waiter if you're not a guest. So again, it would be great to see lots of councillors popping in, saying hello, showing your faces. I think it's really appreciated by everyone who attends. And then we also have the Santa Fun Run on Sunday, the 10th of December. And I'd like to thank councillors Plant and Gaveshak who have really sort of taken the lead on helping with that and really make sure that that event is really successful. So that's what's coming up. I don't think I've missed anything.
And the website is open for entries
That's
on the Santa Fun Run.
There you go. So,
Well,
and you can enter, you can run, you can marshal, you can turn up and cheer. But we do expect you to have some pom-poms if you're only there to cheer. Councillor Canzone.
Yeah, it was just to note, unfortunately, it's not on your calendar, but just to note that Green Henley really appreciated you attending the student climate and nature action workshop that took place in Henley College.
It will be on the next, one, definitely.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. It was a fantastic event and it, thanks to Green Henley for facilitating that event and Henley College for hosting it. And actually another thing you've reminded me that isn't on the diary, but that I would like to say thank you to everybody for, staff and councillors and our community obviously, was the remembrance service on Sunday, which I thought was a beautiful service. And as usual, I think Henley really paid tribute in the right ways and it was, so thank you. Right, now, let's move on, we've gone on for long enough. We'll now move on to agenda item 9, committee membership, and this is to approve the standing committee membership for Councillor Miller, who, as we know, is currently on leave of absence. Councillor Reisman.
Yes, sadly, we said temporary farewell to Councillor Miller as mayor, and we all wish her well for to recover from the illness that she's been treated for, and we hope to see her back in a few months. I'm sure we will. But what we didn't do at that point was to fill the gaps on the standing committee caused by her standing down as mayor. And although Sarah won't be able to attend for a while, she will be back before the end of the year. But it also allows substitutes to be used to make sure that we keep the numbers up. So, in order to keep the numbers of the committees as per the terms of reference for them, I'd like to propose that Councillor Miller is made a member of the Town and Community, Finance, Strategy and Management Committees, which sounds like a lot of committees, but it's actually only 2.
Okay, is that second? Councillor Hunt. All in favour? Thank you very much. That's carried. We'll now move straight on to agenda item 10, outside bodies membership, and this is to approve the appointment of Councillor Tom Buckley as trustee for the over 60 plus club. I'm happy to move that from the chair. Seconded. Thank you, Councillor Dodds.
We welcome you. It's good fun. There are lovely people, and we now have 4 meetings here.
It's a lovely country, and it's a lovely venue to have our.
It is.
So all of those in favour of that plan? Thank you very much. That's carried. Now, as you know, earlier we decided to move agenda item 11 to be discussed after agenda item 12, which means it's now come to the time when the public gallery need to leave. If you would like to go into the mayor's parlour with my daughter, who sat through the entire meeting, then, and I'm very proud, then you're more than welcome, and we will be in with you shortly. But we will actually do the vote first as well. So, exclusion of public from the press, to consider public from the press be excluded from the remainder of the meeting in accordance with the Public Bodies Admission to Meetings Act 1960, as publicity would be prejudicial to public interest by reason of confidential nature of the business. And I'll move that from the chair as a seconded. All in favour?